Hello, this is Loco from Seoul, and this is part 2 of 60 greatest music that made the most iconic movie scenes in cinematic history. First of all, I have mentioned in part 1 that this will be a 3-part series, each containing 20 movie scenes, but I feel this is rather too long, so from now on it will only have 10 movie scenes in each series, which means it will be a 5-part series altogether. Please press the link below if you want to listen to full version of this music. Thank you.
Out of Africa, directed by Sidney Pollock, score by John Barry. In part 2 of this series, I will start scene number 1 and 2 with another legendary figure of film music, Maestro John Barry. His most famous and notable score is perhaps James Bond 007 themes, but these two are the scores I'm most partial to. Out of Africa has won 7 Academy Awards, including an award for the Best Movie Soundtrack, and is based on the true story of a Danish woman who ventures to Kenya to run a coffee plantation, and falling in love with an adventurous wanderer. This scene, overlooking majestic vista of African continent, is for me one of the most memorable cinematic vision. Out of Africa is also famous for featuring Mozart's clarinet concerto in A, which I will also add to the playlist. Somewhere in Time, directed by Jean Swag, music by John Barry. This is a time travel movie about a man who gives up his present to go back to his past to find his lost love. This is a movie essentially about nostalgia, a bittersweet emotion that inspired countless artists in our lives, and John Barry's score is absolutely stunning here. Also, Rachmaninoff's Rhapsody on the theme of Paganini is one of the repeated themes in this movie, which I'll add in the playlist. Portrait of a Lady on Fire, directed by Celine Sciamma, music by Para1 and Arthur Simonini. This is one of the most intense, powerful movie scenes in 2019. The music featuring groups of women chanting and clapping. Para1, the composer of the score, in his interview said, while searching 18th century period music, they eventually ultimately opted for a modern sound inspired by Ligeti Requiem. Apparently, the chant translated in English means, "We cannot fly or we cannot escape," poignantly depicting the demise of this love relationship, that they cannot escape from the reality. But paradoxically, this chant, sounding like a witchcraft, does have a feeling of transcending two lovers into another realm. Elevators to the Gallows, directed by Louis Malle, music by Miles Davis. This is a monumentally important movie score performed by Miles Davis, king of jazz, and one and only movie that Miles has participated. It is a famous episode that while Miles was in Paris, he and his group of 4 musicians just improvised this music on the spot, while watching the images of the movie projected on the screen. This scene just shows a woman wandering the street of Paris, searching for her lover who doesn't come, played by Jeanne Moreau. This captivating scene catapulted Jeanne Moreau into an instant stardom. This is one of the emblematic movies that opened the French Nouvelle Vague movement. I'm Love, directed by Luca Guadagnino, music by John Adams. For number 5 and number 6, I'm showing you 2 movies, both directed by my favorite director of the moment, Luca Guadagnino, and also my favorite contemporary classical composer, John Adams. This movie, I Am Love, is a modern uptake on Anna Karenina, revolving around a protagonist Emma who is married to a wealthy Italian textile dynasty. Here we see the different aspect of Milano, a very commercial, industrial, and very much thriving city in Italy in the dead of winter. Again, what makes this scene thrilling to watch is the exuberant music by John Adams. He is among the most played composer in contemporary classical music. His music is also deeply rooted in minimalist composers such as Philip Glass, I have mentioned in part 1 of this series, but with dramatic energy and pulsating rhythm. Call Me By Your Name, directed by Luca Guadagnino, music by John Adams. This also is an opening credit of the movie which I fell instantly in love with. I love the simplicity of these photographs of luminous and pristine Greek statues that contrast with a wild calligraphy. These photos of timeless beauty subtly alluding that they will be dealing with something eternal that has been going on for thousands of years. Love. The music is again by John Adams called Hallelujah Junction, a minimalist piece for 2 pianos that Adams composed in 1996, characterized by interlocking rhythmic patterns with the 2 pianos playing off each other in an energetic, shifting dialogues.
As always, she was
Royal
late.
Tenenbaum, directed by Wes Anderson, music by Nico. This song is by Nico. She's a German singer, best known for her association with the Velvet Underground. She collaborated with the band on their iconic 1967 album, The Velvet Underground and Nico, which is considered one of the most influential albums in rock history.
I've been out walking. I don't do too much talking these days. These days I seem to think a lot about the things that I forgot to do. And all the times I had.
Stand up straight and let me get a look at you. What's so funny? Well, it's nice to see you too.
The Last Emperor, directed by Bernardo Bertolucci, music by Ryuichi Sakamoto.
Leave me alone.
Ryuichi Sakamoto is an extremely prolific Japanese composer and has won Academy Award for his musical score in The Last Emperor. This is a stunning scene where the secondary empress is declaring her wish to divorce. The melody with repeated scale going up with incessant, relentless rhythm so aptly convey the defiance and excitement of a woman in search for freedom and a fresh new life.
Your ladyship!
I did not leave it. I did not leave it.
Amadeus, directed by Milos Forman, music by Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. I think this scene doesn't require my explanation about the music. It's Serenade for Wind, K361. The protagonist, Salieri, so aptly explains about this eternal piece by Mozart.
On the page, it looked nothing. The beginning simple, almost comic. Just a pulse, bassoons, basset horns, like a rusty squeeze box. And then, suddenly, high above it, an oboe. A single note hanging there, unwavering. Until a clarinet took it over. Sweetened it into a phrase of such delight. This was no composition by a performing monkey. This was a music I'd never heard. Filled with such longing, such unfulfillable longing. It seemed to me that I was hearing the voice of God. Excuse me.
Deer Hunter, directed by Michael Cimino, music by Stanley Myers. This scene shows true moment of a man in great hesitation and turmoil, almost equivalent to Hamlet's to be or not to be, having sleepless night. He has just escaped from the Vietnam War, leaving behind his best friend, and he just cannot bring himself to go to his welcome party, where his best friend's fiancée, who is also happened to be his ardent secret love, is waiting for him. This music, composed by Stanley Myers, was played by different instruments including vocal, but with a guitar is my favorite. Played by the master of guitar, John William. Cavatina means little song in Italian. In musical terms, a short song with simple character. But I think we will agree there's nothing simple about this music, which is layered with so many different feelings that cannot put to words.